Hi, this is Victor Cannon, and I'm excited to have you this time around. I want to start essentially by asking a question on why we buy things that we don't need, because I think also that is also this an implication that this might have in terms of how we flourish or are flourishing in itself. And so I want to ask, because I know that in many ways, there are ways that we might hinder ourselves by living the life that we ought to do because of certain habits. And so do you know that your impulse to buy things that you don't really need, especially when you're stressed or maybe when you're lonely or bored, that those big impulses might ultimately have nothing to do with greed? Do you know that? Because in many cases, it's about our emotions. In many cases, it's about our sense of identity and even our longing in itself to feel whole. Let's break it down a little bit, because think about it. When you walk into a store for, let's say, toothpaste, then walk out with a new outfit or a candle or a coffee mug, and you walk out with a dopamine high, a coffee mug, or maybe it's like, for most of it's like scrolling online on their phone at 1 a.m., clicking the odd to cart button on maybe eBay or some online, or Amazon or some online site. And when you do that, you're feeling a rush before the regret kind of kicks in or sets in. We call this in psychology. In psychology, we call this retail therapy. But the truth is this: it's kind of less about the stuff and more about suiting something inside of us, on the inside of us. We buy sometimes to lift our mood. We buy to feel a sense of control. We buy to reward ourselves. We buy to construct an ideal version of who we want to be. And it works for a moment. It does work because purchasing stuff kind of give us a short-term dopamine hit, but that fades quickly, ultimately leaving us to having clustered spaces and unresolved emotions. You need to go see my wardrobe. It's such a mess. I have a lot of stuff that I need to clear away. But here's what's wild in all this. Studies actually show that people often shop not because they want things, but because they actually want transformation. Can I say that again? That we shop oftentimes, not because we want things, but because we desire transformation. A new item represents a new identity. It could be that you're more stylish, or maybe you're more competent. The way you buy a pair of suits and you wear your suit and tie and it makes you look more competent than you are, or maybe that it makes you look more put together, right? We are seeking for these kinds of transformation. But this kind of consumption, I think, rarely satisfies us in any way, because flourishing is not about acquiring more. It's actually about becoming more. And that's the shift. Flourishing means knowing what you truly need to thrive, whether it's the need for connection, whether it's the need for meaning, whether it's the need for purpose, whether it's the need for beauty. When you align your desires with those deeper needs that you have, your choices would start to reflect freedom, not compulsion, ultimately. So next time that you're tempted to buy something out of boredom or stress, I want you to ask yourself, what am I really longing for? And is this purchase at this very moment in time, is it helping me become who I am meant to be, or just numbing the ache? If the answer is the former, maybe that's a good indication. Maybe you should get that stuff, because ultimately, it's good that whatever we're doing leads to some kind of transformation. And so if you're ready to kind of trade consumption for clarity and start living more intentionally, I hope that you can take the necessary actions that you must do, that you ought to do today. And subscribe, follow this page, and hear more about some of these really important things that we should pay attention to in order to live a flourishing life. Now, this is Victor Cannon. I look forward to talking to you on the next video. You take care. Be safe.